The adaptable sector is expanding at a very quick pace. The industry is predicted to grow from its 2024 valuation of 12.8 billion to around 24.2 billion by 2031. In a 2024 survey conducted by high street retailer Primark and the Research Institute for Disabled Consumers, 59% of customers said they would buy more adaptive fashion if it was offered at high street stores. It also revealed that 62% of people living with disabilities in the UK found it challenging to locate garments that made them feel comfortable due to their health condition. In this podcast, Shift interviews Jessica Greenfield, an assistant buyer at M&S, who shares her insights into the brand's breakthrough market-first launch of the Stoma knickers.
So what was the reasoning behind the launch of the product within M&S?
When we heard about the Stoma knickers, we were like really excited, and I instantly did like a comp shop and had a look around to see what was available on the market, and there was hardly anything. Like, there was 2 online retailers and they were so expensive, and we ordered some samples in and they were like, the quality of them was quite bad. So we were like, we really need to get this right. So we started kind of like testing a few products and like wearer trialing them with the lady that came forward about having a stoma, and then we reached out to about 30 people within the business who had stoma knickers. We just sent a big email out and just said, obviously, like, we're here to support, but like, we'd love for you to wear a trial these. And anyway, we even sent them out to like external people as well. So yeah, I think it was a group of 30 women that tested them out.
Okay.
And there were so many things that obviously we weren't aware of. Like, we originally sent some of the knickers in white, and we didn't realise that would be an issue with like leaking and things like that. So we actually did learn so much from that wearer trial, and I think having 30 people that were so honest, and it was just really amazing. Like, it felt really rewarding that we were going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But it kind of came from there. But obviously in M&S it's so hard to get things over the line, so we just had to make sure we had so much to back up why we think this is good, and we really had to like push for it, especially when we've got things like post-surgery bras within the business. We wanted to create a post-surgery knicker that would kind of support more women. But yeah, it was a lot of research to start off with.
Sorry, you kind of answered my question already, but so obviously the process from the initial design to like the launch of it, I'm guessing you kind of touched on that already, but what kind of stuff did you have to, was there any, I guess, medical condition wise you had to kind of be mindful of certain designs?
Obviously it's such a sensitive topic and area, so we obviously had to keep in mind that as well. But stomas, they can be in different, we didn't realise they can be in like different places on the, like obviously around the stomach, but we couldn't just keep up, like, so basically where the pocket is on the inside of the knicker, you've got to, it could be any side, so we had to make sure it was like universal, so wherever the pocket was, it's got to be at that right height. And it's also trying to be inclusive of like what shape a person wants, or it's things like that you had to consider. And it's like, we didn't just want an ugly knicker, we wanted like, so we created one with a bit of lace on it, so then it matched back with the bra, so they could feel like they're still wearing like a matching coordinate set, and not just like feeling really medical. And the fabric was one of the main things. So where the stoma bag obviously fills up as it fills, it obviously expands, so you needed that fabric inside to kind of be stretchy, but you almost want it to have another layer, so if there are leakages, that it can, like, you're protected from that as well. So our tech Lucy, she worked with design as well, and we found a really nice shapewear fabric, and it's like it's cotton, it's a really nice material, like really high quality, but then it does stretch as well, so it's really, really nice. So we wanted to give them that premium feel, and not just like flimsy.
And I think as well it's the experience of, I guess I think it's not until you go through it, even just buying knickers from M&S is such a luxury for someone who's got a stoma. You know, just being able to shop where everyone else shops.
Exactly.
I think is a big thing. And And how, I think you've touched on this already, but in terms of like the fit, it was fitted on potential consumers, not a fit model.
So we within our so obviously we had our wearer trials and we would send out the sizes. It was in dress sizes, but we also had our fit model. She wasn't a Stoma wearer, but we had a Stoma bag that we would kind of position where it would be. So we would kind of use that.
Yeah.
But in terms of models for online, we wanted to make sure we had a really good model who she actually did have a stoma.
Yeah.
And apparently the vibes on set were just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was quite emotional.
I can imagine.
She was like, even she was wearing it, she was like, this is just amazing. Like,
Yeah.
this is so good.
And then since its release, how popular has the product been with the customers?
Yeah, so it's been doing really well. It's sold out in the first week so quickly. It literally did amazing, and we had I think it was 4 influencers. We had a girl called Lucy Jane. She had quite a lot of following. Adele Roberts, and there was 2 other people, but the coverage, it was just amazing. And I think this really helped boost everything. And it's even like Simple Politics, they even gave us a shout out, which I thought was amazing.
Yeah, and I think, like you say, I mean, one of the questions were, how have you kind of marketed this product so customers are aware of it? But I think, like you say, social media is such a big, and having the right people to kind of market a product like that is such a big, important. I mean, we've had customers before who, you know, they come in specifically for that. So it's like, it's good to see, I guess.
And it's good to have people, like the women with stomas that are in, obviously, they've got a lot of following. They were so happy to just do it and promote it. Like, they were it was just amazing. And I think it's like, it is a very small community, but yeah, it's just done amazingly. It's done really well.
Do you think there's any more like plans to kind of, I know you've got, I think it's full brief, and there's the Brazilian as well.
I mean, we would love to see like what other colours we could do, like, and things like that. And I think as the market grows, like, we just think just see how it goes, I guess. But I think the thong will be a really good addition to this.
I know, I was going to ask you about that, but I thought surely not. But I guess it's more focusing on the front.
But even that was really hard to, like, it's taken us a while to get where it's a high rise, it's so hard to get the shape of the thong.
Yeah.
And like, to make it look like, not very like strange, but we've just like approved it all. So
oh my God,
hopefully it's all gonna do well.
Yeah. And do you reckon there'll be any more additional like expansion in terms of like shapewear or swim, like with the?
I mean, potentially. Obviously, we're speaking with I know menswear, they're potentially trying to do on theirs, and kidswear as well. I think they're just waiting to see what else is there in the market as well. But I mean, yeah, I'm sure swimwear would be amazing, because I know there's some retailers, the online shops that I spoke about, they do swimwear. So I think that would help women out massively.
Definitely. I think it's just being able to buy it all in one place, because I can imagine there's certain websites that are dedicated to that, but they're not, I don't think they're the most visually appealing anyway.
No, exactly. And you don't have that trust of retailers you don't know. Like with M&S, we're like a trusted brand. Like, people will come back to us. Like, so yeah, it's just making sure it's done right.
And do you think that you guys have? I'm assuming you're market first. I did see Primark do something, but I don't think it's on the level.
So they used a model that was wearing a Stoma knicker. So they didn't actually, because when we saw it, we panicked. We were like, no, like we need to be fast. But it was actually just a model that had a Stoma bag. She didn't. Okay. It wasn't a specific Stoma knicker. But I mean, I think it's great that the market are now bringing out, like, it's more inclusive, and especially I know that we're bringing out some adaptable knickers as well, which could be another good thing. So people that are less able-bodied and things like that. So there's a huge range in the market that we can do.
Yeah, I
it's really exciting.
Yeah, I definitely think you guys always seem to be like the market first or market leaders in whatever you do. So I think it definitely will catch on 100%. Yeah. It seems crazy that it's never been a thing. But I think you don't realise until, obviously, you have to go through that. You think how inaccessible it is.
And it's amazing hearing, like, so many people's stories that it's basically changed their life. Like, they didn't know what they were doing before wearing these. So
Yeah, because
yeah, it makes us feel really proud.
Yeah, what were, I guess, some of the potential customers or the people you've tried on before? Were they just using traditional knickers or?
Yeah, so they would just use maybe like a fuller brief to cover it.
Okay.
They'd also, I think you can also buy like straps, like bands that you can put across.
Yeah.
I know some men do that. They have like, it's like a belt kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know how they would have
like day-to-day
dealt with that. Yeah.
Do you feel like the adaptive apparel market in general within the UK needs to be improved?
I think so. I mean, when we're doing comp shops, we hardly see anything, and in terms of adaptable, a lot of places use magnets to kind of do their clasps and stuff. So if you've had like a knee surgery and or if you've got like a big cage on your leg and you can't get your knickers off, you have like a little tab or magnet that takes off, so you don't have to like put it up. Or like with arthritis that struggle to use their hands. But as a business, we're not allowed to use magnets, so we've had to go back and kind of figure out what's the best option for that. Because then you've got to think of people with like pacemakers and things like that. They can't use magnetic closures and things like that. It's honestly like, and it's hard when we're not a medical company.
Yeah.
So it's hard to know where you draw the line of being too medical and just being there to support. It's really difficult, but I do think definitely in the market there needs to be so much more that needs to be done.
I know,
and hopefully you're going to be the ones that do that.
But like you say, it's a fine line between you want to make the product enhance their life, but you don't want to make it so it's like, oh, you've impacted me, or you know, I can imagine it's you've got to be so careful with what you can and can't say as well. And
yeah, exactly. That's why when we did the packaging, it was so hard to just write something that's sensitive but making sure we're getting the message across. It's like there's so many aspects of it that it's but no, it's all a learning curve, which is the exciting part, I guess, the trial and error.
And then what has the general feedback been from customers about the Stoma knickers?
Yeah, general feedback's been really good. I think a lot of people want to see the ones that aren't in store. Obviously, we've moved it to online. There are a few in different stores, but they want to see a sample within store just so they can see what it's like before they buy it.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I think the reviews on the knickers online are amazing. Like, if you have a chance to look, there's not a single bad one really, which is really good.